most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family, never forgetting where we came from.
Good evening. You are really in for a treat tonight, 'cause I'm feeling just all right. How's everybody doing out there? You are now rolling with the D. We were a show on wheels. Now we're a live studio show. Welcome this evening. It is October 16th. 2014. It is 10 p.m. on a Thursday night. What do we got going on tonight? So the Jets and the Patriots, if you're watching the Jets and the Patriots, maybe you can sneak a little bit of rolling with the D in there. Maybe this is quarter. I don't even know if it's quarter is over, or if it's halftime, or what's going on. But lots going on today. You know, we're not only competing with the local news, the local dramatization of life that you guys have going on out there. But also, what else are we competing with? We got Thursday night. We've got football, NFL, prime time. What else is going on? Scandal. Ooh, scandal's going on out there. That's tough. I'm competing with Scandal. So my ratings are probably going down by the second here. But I'm excited to be here. So if you're just tuning in, this is Rolling with the D, the live show, where I am literally taking it upon myself to hack the beauty industry. So what does that mean? We're going to be hacking all kinds of different topics, really trying to put the entrepreneur in beauty. So I think that a lot of us out there, we are always focused on the art side of the beauty business, but a lot of times we're missing the business side of the beauty business. So that's why we're hacking the business of beauty, or as I call it, hacking the bob. Everybody out there has a hairstylist. You can relate to a bob, so that's the business of beauty. So that's what we're doing, hacking the bob. You're here. I'm Sunny D. I'm your host. We got Pat Man, our executive producer, our EP. He's behind the scenes, bringing you all of the flavors of the evening, making sure we have a smooth show. So I'm pretty excited to be here. Got a lot of cool things going on. If you're on our stream, our social stream, make sure you're leaving some comments. If you're in the chat room, make sure you're chatting it up. I see Tara. If Tara's out there, she said, can't wait for the show to start. Awesome, Tara. Well, I'm excited to be here. I'm excited that you're watching. So we're gonna keep it live for you guys tonight. So what are we doing this show for? The reason that we're really doing this show is for hairdressers, for salon owners, for future salon owners, for anybody that needs a little pick-me-up. End of the day, so we've been airing this every night. We're coming to you 5 days a week at 10 p.m., and it's a big undertaking. It's a new venture for me. We're building out 1.0 Media, which is an entirely new project. And what we're going to be doing with this is we're going to be bringing you live shows so we can put the entrepreneur in beauty. We're starting to shoot. We've already shot. We've got one under our belt, tutorials, which we're going to feature some of our team members showing you how to work on different things from hair cutting to hairstyling to makeup. We're also going to be bringing in experts, interviewing people. So if you're an expert and you want to be on the show, whether you're wherever you're at in the world with technology these days, we can Skype you right into the studio. We can share your story. And we're also doing product reviews. We've got a lot to review today, so we're gonna jump into that in just a second. And then we're gonna be looking at some of our team members. So I've got a cool array of people, amazing people that I get to work with every single day in my company. Everywhere from someone who's, just got out of beauty school to seasoned veterans. We have a new team member we just brought on board. We've got some of our own seasoned veterans. So we've got a lot of variety and flavor on our team. So I want to be able to introduce you to all of them. So throughout the course of the season, we will be interviewing them, so you'll have some of them in the studio. And when I talk about hacking the beauty industry, if you've seen some of the previous episodes, if you haven't, I'd say go watch them. They're pretty engaging, but we're covering a lot of variety of topics, different topics from, what is an entrepreneur? We talk a lot about that. We're going to be talking about, how to build a salon, how to build a team, how to find talent. And tonight, really what we're going to be talking about is, I was doing a little bit of reading as I do in preparing for these shows, and I came across a really cool article from The Guardian. If you haven't checked The Guardian out, you'll want to do that. But it was talking about becoming like a beauty entrepreneur, and I thought it was like perfect for, our show because it's what the show is all about. So it was talking about some of the trends, talking about things like, standing out in a crowded market. Because if you don't know, well, I'm going to let you know right now, but salons are everywhere, hairstylists are everywhere. It's almost like if you could say hairstylists are a dime a dozen, I would say that would be a fair statement. So how do you stand out? What things can you do to stand out in a crowded market? Some of the other things we're going to discuss in tonight's show are, what are some of the trends of the moment? We're going to talk a little bit about that. Talk about hiring the best professionals. How can you find them? We're going to talk about that. And we're also going to talk about some of the strategies that you can use for business growth. So we got a jam-packed show for you guys tonight. I'm really excited to get into the strategy. And these plays I'm going to be pulling right out of Dee's playbook. And we call it Dee's Playbook, right? My name is Sunny D. So plays that I'd call in my own business. I'm going to share with you things that I'm practicing, best practices I'm using in my business, best practices that you can use. I am a stylist at heart, so I started as a stylist, became a business owner, also discovered the entrepreneur within me, the person that wanted to be free. As an entrepreneur, having an idea is one thing, but taking action on that idea is a whole nother thing. And I want to keep you up to date on things that I think. I know when you guys are watching, I'm sure you've been, watching the news today. And if you haven't, you've heard it. It's everywhere. Like, we cannot get away from this whole, like Ebola thing. It's, like, all over the news. And as I'm looking at it, and they're talking about, like, Ebola, it's an epidemic. Now, I wonder why it gets so much attention. I don't understand why it gets so much attention. And the guy that was being interviewed by Trish Reagan, he's a Republican from Missouri who remains to be nameless. But, I don't know. Like, he's talking about he's so upset because they had to, like, decontaminate a plane twice. So he was like, well, why'd they have to decontaminate a plane twice? Because they wanted to make sure that no one was going to get sick. And the things that he was upset about, and I'm thinking to myself, I mean, this is what they want us to tune into. This is what's flooding our newsgate. They've got us like sitting in a chair, and as I was watching this interview, I'm thinking to myself, an epidemic. So I start looking up the word epidemic, and it starts talking about diseases that are spreading, widely spread, and they're spreading fast, and they're causing a lot of death, and they're causing a lot of mayhem. So I start thinking about, why are we focusing, all of our attention is on this Ebola? And that's what it's on. When I'm thinking to myself, like, there are other things that are doing the same thing, the epidemic. I mean, we're talking about like things like childhood obesity. I mean, in our country, that's something that's huge. That's an epidemic. People out of work, that's an epidemic. Student loan. If you're out there and you have student loans, that's an epidemic. But right now, all of our attention is on the Ebola. So I'm here to kind of distract you. And you have to understand that people are going to piggyback off of this. There's people that are going to use this as an opportunity. There was one guy that I heard about today. He actually bought the domain Ebola.com. He bought it 5 years ago for $13,500. So today he officially announced he's selling Ebola.com for $150,000. So you've got people that are looking at this as a way to cash in. You got people that are looking at this as a distraction. But I want you guys to know that this kind of noise, this is not something new. This is what happens in media. So with us creating 1.0 Media, we want to kind of distract you and give you some of the stuff that you can actually use to grow your business. So try not to get too overwhelmed. I believe that we are fine here in America. People do get sick, but people are dying every day from other things, thousands and thousands and thousands, but those things don't get enough attention. We're in the month of October. What about breast cancer awareness? You know, that's something that I'm giving attention to in our business, celebrating people that are either survivors or donating, being able to do something with our company that we work with, Paul Mitchell, using the hashtag Giving Is My Style. We've got a really cool campaign, Pink Out Loud. So a portion of all of our retail sales that involve our pink products are going back to help fight that. I think that's something that I would like to give my attention to, so I hope you guys will join me. What else is going on? Big day. If you guys are playing with I've got my trusty iPad here. So if any other Apple fans out there, I don't know if you guys saw, but this was the ad that was released today. So this change is in the air. This is the iPad Air 2. So I'm like looking at this thing and I'm like, it's unbelievable. I mean, can it get any thinner? So the last one that came out was as thin, it was actually slightly thinner than a pencil, right? And then this one came out, it was thinner than a pencil. So I'm thinking, like, how can it get any thinner? So I went into my resources. You know, I've got connections in the tech industry, and somebody leaked a picture of the next iPad, and I've got it here for you guys. I'm gonna show you. Like when they introduced this one, Tim Cook, he said, you know, it's so thin. He's like, you can barely see it. And he had it on stage. And I mean, it was beautiful. I mean, it was super, super thin. I'm talking like razor thin. But I've got the next one. So if you guys are on the air right now, you're in for a treat. The iPad Air 3, which isn't supposed to come out until the end of 2015. I've got it here. And he said, this one is so thin you can barely see it. Well, here's the iPad 3. They made it even thinner. The iPad Air 3. It has gotten that thin. That's how thin it is. You can't even see it. Changes in the air again. So that's the iPad 3. So I hope you guys are setting up your pre-orders for that one, because that'll be coming out. You know, it is the iPad Air. And that's the iPad Air 3. So pretty excited about that. So those are some of the things that are going on. Just wanted to catch up on some current events. I'm pretty excited to be here. Pretty excited to share some information with you guys tonight. And if you guys are on the social stream, please leave comments if you have questions, if there's certain things that you want me to talk about. If you are leaving comments and questions, use the hashtag RWTD so I can see your comments. And also give us some feedback. Do you like this show format? We're excited that you decided to spend some time with us. If you want to call into the studio, the number here is 813-870-3700. We'd love to hear from you, answer your question live on the air. So when we come back, we're going to talk about how you can set yourself up to become the best beauty entrepreneur you can be. How can you stand out in a crowded market? How can you find the best employees, and what the trends are in beauty? So stick with us. You're rolling with the D. We'll be back after these messages. Stay tuned. This break is brought to you by The Salon 1.0, a Paul Mitchell Focus Salon with locations in Tampa, Florida and Oldsmar, Florida. Are you tired of the same old routine when you go to the salon? You know the one I'm talking about. You go into the salon, sit down, and the stylist says, "What are you getting done?" And then when you leave, you have a shorter version of the same thing you came in with. Then it's time to upgrade your salon experience and visit the Salon 1.0 near you. Our team of salon professionals are trained in the latest techniques in hair cutting, hair coloring, and hair styling, and will offer you customized consultations with every visit. Enjoy our complimentary beverage bar and private shampoo room where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy a hot towel treatment, head massage, and hand massage with every visit. Come in and let one of our Paul Mitchell trained professionals create your new look. Visit us at www.thesalon1.net to schedule your next reservation. That's www.thesalon1.net. You can also reach us in Tampa at 813-280-2953 or in Oldsmar at 813-854-4505. Visit the Salon 1.0 and let us show you what the salon experience is all about.
Take any client when you accept credit cards with Square. There's one low rate for every card, and you see money in your bank account as fast as the next business day. Schedule appointments, send text reminders, and learn how to keep clients coming back with real-time sales reports. Take care of your business with Square. Get started for free at square.com.
All right, guys, welcome back. So we are pretty excited, and that last ad we had there, Square, if you haven't checked out Square, definitely want to do that. You can go to square.com. That's how we handle all payments that come through our business. Love the product. They've got really cool innovations happening in the payment space, so we trust them. Love it. So check them out at square.com. So today we're going to be talking about becoming that beauty entrepreneur, just checking on our feed, seeing what's happening over there. What I want you guys to think about, and hopefully if you're driving, then I'm going to give you a pass. You don't have to take notes if you're driving. But if you're at home, jot down some notes. I'm going to go through some information. I'm going to go through some strategies. So we're going to get into the playbook. So we call it the playbook because these are business strategies. These are business ideas. These are things that you can use. So I want to start off with talking about how do you stand out. When you think about yourself, say if you're working in a salon and you have a team of people, you still need to figure out your brand message. You might, like our brand is the Salon Project 1.0, our brand is 1.0, the Salon 1.0. But each individual has a personal message or a brand, and how are you able to stand out in a crowded market? Because the market is crowded. I know in our beauty schools, we have somewhere between 15,000 to 18,000 beauty professionals. That's a lot of people. And in the marketplace that we're in, we have salons. I mean, you can see as you drive around, there's salons all over the place. And I'm sure where I'm at is not really that much different than where you're from. It's a crowded marketplace. So how are you able to stand out? So I'm going to give you guys a couple suggestions on how you can stand out in a crowded marketplace. The first thing I want you to think about is keeping an eye on the competition. So when you think about your competition, how can you watch them? I mean, today's day and age, if you're using social media, you can watch your competition on there. You can see what they're doing. We have one location where there is a salon literally almost across the street, so we can stand out. We're not out there with binoculars, but we can stand out there and we can keep an eye on our competition. We can see what they're doing. If they're doing things in advertising, if they're doing things on social media. If they have a public profile, then you can go on there and you can follow and see what they're doing. But I don't want you to get too excessive with it, because I don't want you to take all of your attention and think it's like that's what you have to do. You're going to be studying your competition and it's going to consume your entire life. You want to keep an eye on them but not make it excessive. And I want you to think about, what's missing. What will make you stand out from others? So what's missing from your own profile? So look at your own profile. Some of us need to do a profile makeover. How often are you adding photos of your work? How often are you changing your profile picture? Is your profile picture say anything about the business that you're in? If you're a hairstylist, what does your profile say about hair? Do you have pictures of your work, or is it just you and your dog? And that's all cute and fine every once in a while, but if your cover photo is like your dog, then it's not saying anything about your business. If you have a profile page and there's nothing related to your business or your industry, then when people come there at that 30 seconds, they're not going to have any clue what kind of industry you're in, what kind of business you're in. So I want you to think about that. I also wanted you to think about, when you're looking at social media, to interact with others that are in your space. Interact with other people that have similar services to what you do. So on Instagram, I'm always following pages of people that are in health, beauty, fitness, entrepreneurship for myself. I'm always following those people because they have similar services or they're involved in similar things. So I want you guys to think about that. Who have you connected with lately on social media? So that's another way. Follow pages, follow trending pages. Follow companies, follow brands that have a beauty message or have a message that's similar to what you have. You have to think about that as you're building and you're deciding how you can stand out in a very crowded and saturated market. The next thing I want you to think about is, how much time are you dedicating each day to grow your business? Now, say if you're, if you're a hairstylist, you work full-time behind the chair. That could be anywhere from, 8 hours to 10 hours a day you could be working behind the chair. But there's 24 hours in a day. So let's say you sleep for 8 hours, you work for 8 hours, you still got 8 hours left. Out of those 8 hours, what are you doing? How much time are you spending to build your business? Can you dedicate 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes? Can you dedicate an hour to your business every single day to building? Now, business doesn't mean when you're doing hair, if you're behind the chair, if you're a busy stylist, or if you're whatever kind of technical work you're doing, I don't count that as that time. That time is separate from the actual business building I'm talking about. I'm talking about where you're going out and you're passing out business cards, where you're going out or stopping in a new place to actually solicit and sell your business. You need to think about carving out some time to be able to dedicate to growing your business every day. That's 7 days a week. You can go to your favorite restaurant, your favorite coffee shop. I'm standing in line at the grocery store last week. Person behind me, I'm in the express lane. I got 1 or 2 items. She's got 1 item. She looks like a good fit for our salon. So I immediately strike up a conversation with the intention to get new business. I count that as time. So that 5 minutes, that goes into my business building time. If I'm at a networking event for 30 minutes in the morning before work, that goes into my business building time. So business building, you need to figure out how much time you're going to allocate, and you need to be disciplined about dedicating that time to grow your business. And I want you to think about your business. It's not 9 to 5. It's constantly, you need to be reassessing. Did this work? Did that work? If you start passing out cards and you're doing that diligently, out of how many cards are you tracking your cards? One of the good ways to do that, which I used when I first started to pass out cards, is by numbering them. Now, think about it. You number your cards, you're going to know exactly how many cards you passed out because they're numbered. So if you leave the house and you take 10 cards and you number them just in the corner, you just put a little number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 through 10, and then you pass those cards out, you'll know how many cards were passed out in that day. So the good ratio I like to see, if I pass out 10 cards, if you're okay, you might get 1 out of 10. If you're a little bit better, you're moving towards that good to great, you might get 2. If you get 3 out of 10 that come back to you, that's outstanding. And I always use the parallel to baseball. Baseball players, when they're at bat, they're swinging at that ball. If they hit 3, if they get out of 10 at bats, they hit the ball and they get on base 3 times, that's a batting average of 300. They can make it into the Hall of Fame. That means that 7 out of 10 times they're striking out. So don't jade yourself and think, I passed out 10 cards. I didn't get 10 people. Passing out cards doesn't work. Because it does work. Think about anything that you've done. Is not everyone makes it. Right, I went to beauty school. There were 20 people in my starting class, and I can look out now and see maybe 2 or 3 of them that are actually doing something still related to this industry. Does that mean beauty school doesn't work? No, it means that's the odds. They say in the these are the breaks. That's kind of the way that it works. So passing out cards, but labeling those cards. That'd be a good way to get noticed in a noisy market. And the last thing about getting noticed in a noisy market is you need to pay attention to media. You need to pay attention to mentions. You need to know if things are being mentioned in your beauty world. I don't know if you guys are following us on Facebook, but I'm constantly looking at different segments from fashion to beauty to what designers are doing, and I'm gathering content so I can distribute it through our social media channels, so I can give people a resource. So if you're like, well, when am I going to find the time to go and find this content? Come on to our page. I'm constantly sharing information, sharing content that you can use and redistribute from trends. And we're going to talk about trends in just a minute. But that's something that you need to have an ear on. And your favorite pages, if you're on Instagram, you can follow those people. You can set your notifications so when somebody like tweets or shares a picture or does a post on something related to your industry, guess what? You'll get a notification so you can be on the trends. The last place you want to be is in the salon and your guest sits down and says, hey, did you see so-and-so? And you're like totally clueless about it. You know, pick up a magazine, pick up a paper every now and again on your industry. Know the sites, know the style.com, know the Beauty Insider, know the Glamours, know the Cosmopolitans. Look through there so you can stay on trend. If all else fails, when you're in the line at the grocery store, just look to the right and you'll see those magazines so you can stay on trend. You want to know what's going on. So speaking of trends, let's talk about some of the trends that are of the moment. What is hot right now? What are people looking for? Are you on trend? Well, right now, if you're tuned in at all, one of the big things right now it's about eyebrows. Eyebrows are a big craze right now. Eyebrows, eyebrow products, that is going to be huge moving into the fall of 2014 and early 2015. You're going to see lots of companies popping up with eyebrow kits, eyebrow gels, eyebrow waxes, eyebrow products. Eyebrows are trending. So I want you to think about this. And you're probably like, yeah, you know what? I have been seeing a lot of that. So people are paying attention to that. What could that mean to you as a stylist or as a business owner that offers beauty services or products? Maybe you need to realign some of your beauty products and gear towards eyebrow. We work with Motives Cosmetics by Lauren Reidinger, and they just released some awesome eyebrow kits, eyebrow gels that are going to be hot gift items for this coming season. We also, one of our neighbors is actually, an eyebrow. Their entire business is focused around brow art, so shaping brows. So I want you to be thinking about that, looking at the trends. What else is hot right now? Trending in makeup, in the cosmetic world, contouring. I'm sure if you have any bit of following on the radar, you've seen contouring is huge. That's a hot trend right now. So contouring, in makeup, looking at all of the pictures on Instagram. If you want some good resources for that, you can check out Motives Cosmetics Instagram, @Motives Cosmetics, and you will see tons of pictorials, tons of DIY, how to contour, videos that we share. We've got some great videos on our website about that as well, about contouring. We're even at some of our makeup events that we do on a monthly basis, we're doing mini classes about contouring. You're going to want to be in tune to that and be paying attention to what's happening to contouring. So when we get back, I'm going to go over a couple more of the hot trends, the trends of the moment as we're calling them. So if you're out there, make sure if you're in the live stream, go ahead and share a comment. What do you think so far? If there's something else that you're wondering about, I want to know, what else do you see trending? So share that in our stream, share that on our Facebook page, and use the hashtag RWTD for Rolling with the D if you are sharing that. And if you want to call in, the number here is 813-870-3700. We're standing by, ready to take your call. You're rolling with the D. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages.
break is brought to you by Delusion Co. Are you ready to simplify your life with modern, real-time accounting? Then you're going to want to visit Michael and the team at Delusion Co. They offer a variety of services from accounting, bookkeeping, taxes, tax planning, and financial planning for individuals and businesses to help save you time and money. They utilize the latest innovations in cloud-based technology to really help you grow your business, and they can adapt to any platform. They are truly accountants for the digital age and will keep you up to date with the latest strategies and solutions. Get in touch with Delusion Co. at deluciaco.com, also at 813-252-0-TAX. That's 813-252-0-TAX. Delusion Co. Simplify your life with modern, real-time accounting.
Welcome back, guys. Rolling with the D. I'm Sunny D. I'm your host. If you guys are just tuning in, welcome to Rolling with the D Live. We're coming to you from Studio 1.0, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Right now, we're airing every night at 10 p.m. We're giving you an option, so you're not left with just the daily tragic news that is being spewed and vomited all over you. You have a place you can come to, a resource that you can look to, where I'm literally hacking the beauty industry one day at a time, looking at all kinds of different subjects. So we're talking about some of the ways you can become a better beauty entrepreneur, and we're talking about some of the trends of the moment. So the brows, that's a hot trend, the contouring, makeup kits. So I want you to be thinking, you always have to think where the trends are. Now, one of the things you want to be is you want to be on the trend, you want to be setting the trend, you want to be ahead of the trend. You don't want to be jumping on like a bandwagon. You know, some of the stuff that you're going to see when that happens is not a lot of stick time. You're not going to be around very long, so you want to stay on top of the trend. So one of the other things that you're going to see in skincare is really hot right now, but what's happening in skincare is there's a lot of integrative things happening in skincare. A lot of companies are combining their vitamins and supplements into skincare. So people are looking for that. So I want you to be thinking about, as you're building out your business, maybe you don't have a skin department, but maybe you're going to offer some skincare items because people are looking for skincare with integration of vitamins and supplements. That's hot right now with the creams, the lotions. So that's a trend. So a lot of those things. And the correlation between the magazines, if you start looking at the Glamours, the Cosmos, they're all starting to follow those same things. So that's the information your consumers are going to come in and are going to start asking about. So you want to be on the trends. So let's move over to men's for a second. What's trending in the men's grooming area? Right now, believe it or not, beard oil is the hottest thing to happen to men's grooming in a while since the Mitch came out from Paul Mitchell. The Mitch launch was one of the most successful men's grooming launches in the beauty industry last couple of years. But beard oil, because a lot of men right now, they're starting to do their, that no shave November is coming up, but a lot of men are growing out fashion beards. So they're starting to have, I don't know if mine's actually a fashion beard, but I do get a compliment at least 2 or 3 a day. So I'm pretty excited about that. But the beard oils, I met a group at our big beauty expo last summer. Their company is called Gibbs, and it's a beard oil company. Their entire brand is all about beard oils, conditioning. The crazy thing about beard hair is it's very coarse and it's difficult to keep conditioned, and a lot of times whatever we use on our face, say like for myself, I use Paul Mitchell's Tea Tree bar soap on my face because it helps control oil, controls acne, it's a natural antiseptic, and it works well on my skin, and it usually ends up being what I use into my beard. I don't always grab a separate shampoo and conditioner on the beard. So for men that have beards, that texture of the beard, it's a little bit rougher, it's a little bit drier, it's a little bit, sometimes you got more coarseness in there. So that's going to be an area where you can actually find a beard oil. So you check with whatever brand you're using, check with them and see, do they have something that would be comparable that guys could use on the beard. So that's what's trending with the men's. So the biggest thing I want you to take away from how do you tap into what are the trends of the moment is you want to make sure that you're staying ahead of the trend. If you think about that, not just jumping on trends, like if you want to think about one of the items that came as everyone flooded and it got overwhelmed and kind of went away was the nail wraps. Remember that? Like nail wraps were the thing of the moment for a minute. Everybody, it's all about nail wraps, nail wraps, nail wraps. And it got oversaturated. And what happened? Nail wraps went away. They kind of went out, like the trend just kind of evaporated. There's only really a couple, survivors in that market. So what are you going to do to differentiate and start some trends in your area? Maybe you guys have a unique style, or maybe you have a unique approach to things. I'm constantly thinking about that in my business. And if you're an individual stylist listening, then you need to be thinking about that. What are you going to do to create trends or be ahead of trends or to stay on trend? So make sure you're staying informed. So the next area I want to move into about becoming the best beauty entrepreneur, this is going to be more kind of geared towards the owners or the managers, and it's going to be about hiring. The biggest resource, right, you have, especially in our industry, is going to be the resource of people, because people working on people is how we make it. That's what our business is all about. People working on people. So thinking about hiring. When you're talking about hiring, no one wants to hire duds. Everyone wants to hire the best people. But things that you're looking for when you're hiring, are you looking at the resources that you have available? Like for our business, for our company, we focus a lot on our local school to hire. We like to, the adage that I use is it's like, picking an apple from the tree, not the barrel. So we can bring them in, they come out of school, we can help guide them through our systems, mold them, shape them, and build them into dynamic, profitable, keyword, profitable hairstylist. So that's a big thing that we're focused on when we're looking at that as a resource. How are you finding your people? Are you just putting an ad out like, hey, we're now hiring? Well, that's great, but who are you going to get? I'd prefer to go out and get them. So if you're in an area where you can donate some of your time, maybe you're an individual looking for an assistant, where you can donate some of your time, go to your local beauty school, and if you're lucky enough to have a Paul Mitchell school in your backyard, then you hit the jackpot. You can go in there, you've got people that are fired up, and you can go in, do a little demonstration, show them something from the business of beauty, from the professional side, and get them excited. And at the end, say you have about 20, 30 in there, there's always going to be that one or two that are going to be excited enough to come up. They're going to talk to you, and that's how you start finding. So use your resources. The other thing is auditioning. We use this in our company. Auditioning to evaluate technical abilities. Now, it's not all about the audition, because I've had people come in, bomb the audition, and turn into really great stylists. And I've also had people come in, blow me out of the water with their technical ability in the audition, and turn out to be crap stylists. What happened? Was their work crap? No, but some of the issues that come up, they're not technical. But I do like to see technically where people are at and see what their technical prowess is. So that's another great way. Now, this next kind of area, it's a important area to me, because I believe it's the backbone of our company. In our company, we hire based on a philosophy called the CIA. And the CIA stands for coachability, image, and attitude. And we actually have these really cool bracelets. And if you ask a question tonight, then I'm going to be giving away some of these bracelets. So I'm looking for some of your feedback. But I'll show you guys what these look like. Let me just get them in the right order here. So this first one, it says coachability. The second one on here, it says image. I don't know if you can get a shot of that. But I've got these 3 bracelets, and these are part of my wardrobe. I wear these every single day. I wear them as part of my wardrobe. A coachability, and then the next one says image, and then this next one says attitude. So CIA. Cool. So the CIA, that's really what we hire, because if we have somebody that's coachable, I can work with that. If I have somebody that they can't cut hair, they got 2 left hands, when they approach a head of hair, it's like they're in a foreign land, that could be a little bit of a struggle. But if they're coachable, I can work with it. If they've got a good image, we sell style. So if you're a stylist, dress up for the act, dress up for the profession. You don't want to look like you're not prepared when you leave your house. Make sure, whether it's the makeup, the hair, the wardrobe, that you look the part, that you have a look, have an image. And then, of course, the attitude. Attitude is really, this show can help with that attitude. This show could help, get you in tune, get you in the right mindset, develop your attitude. So I want you to be thinking about that. So the other thing is work ethic. I'm always interested in when I'm hiring, I'm looking at work ethic. Do people show up on time? On time, early is on time. On time, if they get there at 9, that's late. If it's, so think about that. Work ethic, those kind of things, the attitude and work ethic, I don't really believe those things can be taught. So think about that when you're looking at people. Discover a profile. And we'll talk more about this in future episodes, how we go through the process. There's lots of different approaches when it comes to interviewing. The other thing I want you to keep in mind is that training will be required. When you're hiring people, you're still going to need to train them. You're not going to hire somebody and just plug them in and they're going to be totally good to go. I don't care if they have experience or not. Training will be required so they can adapt to your company. So I want you to think about, especially if you hire, like we do, a lot of new people, then you're going to need to work with them and teach them how to work in a salon. Beauty school, it gets them through the basics. It gets them through that kind of foundation level, but it's not a salon. It's a school. So you're going to need to work with them and show them how to work in a salon. Get them around other hairdressers. Get them in salon mode. Some people call that salon reality. So I want you to get them into that mode. Be able to groom them. So you're going to need to dedicate time. It could take a year or two to do that. So you need to be able to commit to that, have a training system in place that's able to take people through a process to get them to where they need to be. So the next piece that I want to talk about, we're going to go into the best strategies that I see lately that are going to help with business growth. So when we come back from the break, we're going to get into some business growth strategies to look at what's working currently. I'm going to share with you some of the things that I'm doing that I'm seeing the most success with. So I'm excited to share with you on that. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show. Definitely like your comments. We've got Terry Harrison. Nice show. Thanks for the comment. We got Tara. This show is great. First time tuning in and plan on doing so every night. Thanks for the comment. So love seeing your guys' comments in here. Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Tara. Terry and Tara. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're sharing this with your friends, your family. If you want to go ahead and call in, if you have something you want us to answer a question live, then we'd love to do that. Or leave it in the social stream. Leave it under the social stream, and we can answer that if you have any questions you want to ask there. Use the hashtag RWTD if you're following us. We love to hear from you. So stay tuned. We're going to be going into some business strategies, the best ones for business growth that we're currently seeing be the most successful. We're going to cover that and a lot more when we come back. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute.
This break is brought to you by 1.0 Express, a Paul Mitchell focus salon and professional training salon. Are you a professional stylist who loves professional training? Or are you a salon owner who wants your stylist to receive the best professional training and become more well-rounded? Then you need to visit 1.0 Express, a professional training salon, where we offer a variety of weekly mini classes and workshops that range in areas such as hair cutting, hair coloring, hair styling, and business building. 1.0 Express, a professional training salon. Visit us at www.thesalon1.net for our upcoming schedule of classes and workshops, or call us at 813-870-3700. That's 813-870-3700. 1.0 Express, a professional training salon for salon professionals who love professional training. We'll see you there.
Your morning, your job, your activities throughout the day, they all take a toll on you. Then you have to do it all again, and again, and again. Sometimes you need an extra charge. Awake Energy Shots give your body the boost it needs when you can't afford a letdown. Take charge. Get Awake Energy Shots exclusively at shop.com. Your morning, your job, your activity.
All right, we are back. We are back. Thanks for tuning in. So we have, what was your name, Priscilla?
Yes,
How's it going, Priscilla? How are you doing tonight?
fantastic.
Awesome. Thanks for tuning in. What's going on? What can I do for you? What's your question?
Well, I'm a first-time caller.
Awesome. Well, welcome to Rolling with the D. Are you a hairstylist?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Awesome. What city are you in?
I'm in Orlando.
Orlando. Love Orlando. We actually have a couple stylists that come from Orlando. What can I do for you tonight?
Well, I was just wondering how I could position myself as a leader in my salon.
Positioning yourself as a leader. That is a great question. Now, one of the things that when it comes to positioning yourself as a leader, especially when you're working with a team, is going to have to do with your ability to set the example. So the example would be the number one thing I'd be focusing on. So do you have a specialty? Are you a hair cutter? Are you a colorist? What's your role in the salon currently? Or are you just a stylist?
I'm just a stylist, but I really love to do color.
Awesome. So that would be one of the things I would be thinking about, because maybe, Priscilla, you might have the color specialist gene in you. But what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to really be focused on setting the best example that you can for every single one around you. One of the ways that I did that, especially early on in the salon, before I had any official responsibilities, I always pretended like there were cameras watching me at all times. And that way, everything I did, even when I wasn't with a guest, every move that I made, I was always thinking about that. I wanted to set the best example. And that just kind of carries on. So once you pretend that, after, about 7 or 8 days of pretending that there's always cameras on you, you'll start to feel like you're always setting the best example. And then the stylist that you work with, you'll actually raise the level of awareness for them as well, and they'll start to follow suit. So I hope that helps you out, Priscilla. Is there anything else I can do for you?
No, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I love your show.
Very cool. Well, thank you for calling in. Make sure you're sharing this with your friends and family, and we'll talk to you soon. Good luck, and make sure you leave some comments and subscribe to the show, and we'll see you every night.
Thank you.
All right, take care. Awesome. I hope that helps Priscilla out. Very cool. Love it that she's looking at becoming a leader in her salon. And that's something that I want you guys to be thinking about. How could you guys become leaders in your industry or your organization? That's going to be a key thing. So we're going to move into our last piece from our playbook today. And we're talking about some of the best strategies that I'm seeing for business growth. Now, as you're looking at growing, one of the rules of thumb when you're looking at sales, whether you're setting your personal goal for sales or you're setting goals for your entire company, underestimate sales, overestimate expenses, because things always go long and things always come up short. So you're going to be thinking about underestimating sales. Now, that doesn't mean you're trying to jinx yourself or your business, but you're just going to underestimate your sales and overestimate your expense. What if you come up short? I'd rather come up short on an overestimation of sales and an overestimation of expense and an underestimation of sales, because the worst case scenario is you make a profit. So that's one of the things that I'm starting to do. I know as an entrepreneur, sometimes we think, our business is going to double every single year, but sometimes it's that's a little bit too forward. So I kind of reel myself back in, and that seems to be helping me. The other thing I want you to think about is cost control. If you work as a stylist in a salon, you need to be helping the business control their costs. You need to be minding how much product you're using, product usage. Those are things that's going to help your business be more profitable. And if your business is not profitable, then your business will not be around very long. So you want to be working on that. If you're an owner, cost control is all you think about, and I understand that. But if you're a stylist, you still contribute to that. The other thing I want you to think about is networking. We talked a lot about social media, joining groups, whether they be online. There's private groups, there's forums. Whether you're tuning in to a show like this, Rolling with the D. Join groups that are industry focused and industry specific. That's going to be something big because we're all in this together. So you want to be a part of groups. You want to be a part of forums. You want to be a part of chat rooms. You want to be a part of the conversation. So that's something that I want you guys to think about. So those are some of the strategies. If you're looking at becoming a beauty entrepreneur, we are literally hacking the Bob, hacking the business of beauty here on Rolling with the D. So I hope you guys took away a lot from that session. What I'd like to do now is introduce you to another session we're going to do from time to time. It's called WTF. So you can use this, and I found one today. It's going to be awesome, but WTF. What the fringe? WTF. What is going on? If you guys are following our Facebook page, you had to see this picture that I shared today, and it literally WTF. Can you guys please give me some feedback? What is going on with our girl, Beyonce? She busted out the baby bangs, and that was a WTF. And what I'd like you guys to do is let me know what you guys think about this look. Is this going to be a trend? Is this going to catch on? WTF, what the fringe? Is this going to be something that catches on? I don't know. I asked you guys to share. Let me know, are you rolling in with this, or are you rolling out? Pat Man, are you rolling in or are you rolling out with this look?
Rolling out.
Oh, we got to roll out. Jen, are you rolling in or rolling out? Out. Dang. So it's me. Am I a tiebreaker? No, I'm not. I'm rolling out. I'm sorry, Beyonce. Love you, but I got to roll out on this one. What do you guys think? Are you rolling in or are you rolling out with this look? So this is Beyonce, her new fringe. What the fringe is going on here? I don't know what I would have done with that as a hairstylist. I know some of you guys are looking at that like, oh, you know, maybe somebody, if you think it's cute, that's awesome. If you think it's cute, let us know. Are you rolling in? Or are you rolling out with Beyonce's baby fringe? Sorry, Jigga, you're my man, but I'm out on that one. So we're going to be going into rolling in, rolling out. We're going to be looking at a lot of different products and services as we go through Rolling with the D. Right now, you're rolling in with Sunny D. You're on Rolling with the D. Thank you guys for tuning in. We enjoy having you here with us. We enjoy every minute that we get to spend with you. If you're out there using the hashtag RWTD, we're coming to you 5 days a week. We're going to take a break. And as we go into this break, when we come back, what we want you to think about is I'm going to give you a question. What is it that you want to see the most? So we're actually taking a break till when? Tomorrow night. Taking a break till tomorrow night. You're at the end of the show. But what I want you to think about, what is going to happen with the show tomorrow and what's going to happen with the show in the future? You guys can kind of steer that. So I want to hear what you guys want to hear about. And as with every show, I want to leave you with one resource before I take off. The resource I'm going to leave you with from the Library of the D. This book, it's called Built to Last. So last night I shared an awesome book, and tonight I'm going to share Built to Last. Definitely, I want you to pick this one up. More than 1 million copies were sold. Built to Last. Phenomenal, phenomenal book. This is a 6-year project, a research project at Stanford University Graduate School of Business. Jim Collins and Jerry Porras, they took 18 truly exceptional, long-lasting companies, and what they did was they studied each of them in direct comparison to one of their top competitors. And what they found is all within these pages. What made some companies last forever and ever and ever, and what made some companies go away. I want you to think about your business. Is your business here to last, or is your business going to be a fly-by-night and just go away? So Built to Last, this is the book. It's Jerry Porras and Jim Collins. I want you to pick this up. You need to add it to your library. It's going to be an awesome book. And the question that they're going to ask is, what makes the truly exceptional companies different from some of the comparison companies? So hopefully you guys will pick this up. We've had a great episode, another one in the books. Tomorrow's Friday. We're going to be getting ready to go into the weekend. So I hope you guys are ready to tune in. We'll see you tomorrow night, 10 p.m., same place, same channel, hashtag RWTD. Rolling with the D. This has been Sunny D. Have a great evening, and we look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay tuned.
The most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family, never forgetting where we came from. The most important thing in business is honesty, integrity, hard work, family, never forgetting where we came from.